The Pittsburgh Steelers were hit with a massive blow to their offensive line, losing offensive guard James Daniels for the remainder of the 2024 season. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, Daniels suffered a torn Achilles tendon in the Week 4 loss to the Indianapolis Colts, a injury that will leave him on injured reserve for the remainder of the 2024 campaign and likely the rest of his Pittsburgh Steelers career. Daniels is on the last year of his current contract, and the Pittsburgh Steelers were not willing to negotiate with him prior to the season. Now, being on IR, chances are his time in Pittsburgh has come to an end, and he will move on to free agency after the season. As for the Pittsburgh Steelers, a massive blow for this offensive line, an injury that they could not suffer, if we're going to be honest. Mason McCormick and Spencer Anderson struggled mightily in their starts and fill-ins in Week 4 against the Colts. And with Isaac Seumalo still dealing with a pectoral injury, the Steelers are not in a place where they can afford to lose more offensive linemen, and they have just lost potentially their best one. James Daniels was the team's highest rated offensive lineman according to PFF, and take that as you will, whether you agree or disagree with what they put out there in terms of grades and rankings and so on and so forth. But James Daniels was impressing over the last 2 weeks, and the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line looked like they were nearing some potential, that they were struggling in Week 4 and things were really, really bad, which opened the eyes to Isaac Seumalo needs to come back sooner rather than later if James Daniels is healthy and Broderick Jones can shake off his struggles, that this group could finally be something that goes forward instead of backwards. Instead, things will crumble, and the Steelers are left stranded with a fourth-round rookie who probably should not be starting right now, but will be thrust into a starting role, who will join Zach Frazier next to him, who's also another rookie, and Spencer Anderson will work as a rotational piece if Seumalo comes back. And if Seumalo does not come back, the Pittsburgh Steelers walk into Week 5 with Mason McCormick and Spencer Anderson in their starting lineup, a situation they could not afford right now. This is a bad day for the Pittsburgh Steelers, a terrible injury for the Steelers, and one now that is a growing concern for this team. How they rebound, we'll find out in Week 5 and moving forward. But for right now, concerns are high. And for those of you who were hoping for the best in the James Daniels injury, it turns out to be the worst. The Steelers have now lost their right guard for the remainder of the 2024 campaign. They will move forward, whether that's trying to find a replacement in free agency or through trade or potentially their practice squad. Maybe they make Ryan McCollum the swing guard with Spencer Anderson and they are comfortable with that situation. Who knows? But there are questions. There are big ones. They're getting bigger, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are in trouble after losing James Daniels to a torn Achilles.